Candace Owens. Candace Owens has been successful at the biggest grift in history. She has positioned herself as the black voice for white people. And not only has she been positioned herself as the black voice for white people, she has figured out how to navigate through black people, right? Not the black. She figures out there are certain spaces that will be friendly to her, right? That will allow her to give them 50 and 60% of the truth, smothered and overpowered with the lies, right? Or sometimes they allow her to come up there and just tell the truth, right? She tells the truth about a lot of shit because she's very smart. She knows what she's doing. She knows when she's on her platform that these white people want to hear her diminish black people, right? So she knows exactly how to do that. She knows all of the strategies. But now she's figured out how to go on black platforms and appeal, right? And just erase the anti-black shit she does. And I blame the people who interview her. And I love the people who interview her. Charlamagne, Nick Cannon, who else? I just seen Stephen A. Smith. I don't really fuck with Stephen A. But I blame the interviewers because they don't press her on the shit that was wrong. And she went up there and she asked Nick Cannon, like, why don't people like me? Like, why do I rub people the wrong way?
What is it about me that upsets people so much? I can't figure it out.
You don't lead with compassion.
No, I'm not a buck that can be broken.
Yeah, you make people feel bad. You're hurting people with what you say, and then you're unapologetic
I get it. I guess it's
about
sort
it.
of like sitting down your child and telling them Santa's not real.
That would hurt.
It would hurt. We're not dealing with children. We're dealing with adults.
Again, like I said, you're different than me. Like, to me, I don't want to hurt people, even if it's with the truth.
So if you can't acknowledge truth, I'm not your problem. That's why you're freaking out on me, is because you know I'm hitting stuff and you're freaking out because deep down, it's not like Candace saying only women can give birth. It's because you can lie to the entire world. You can have the entire world lie to you, but you know you have that second before you go to bed. And you're just like, this is all a farce.
And that's not what it is. It's not that you don't speak with empathy. It's that you lie. It's that you lie. The people that don't fuck with you, Candace, don't fuck with the fact that you lie. They love all the truth, whether it's hard, all that shit. The reason why people like myself don't fuck with you, Candace, because you lie. Because you said Breonna Taylor was a drug queen.
Actively helping our boyfriends move drugs, which is what Breonna Taylor was actually doing, okay? This is the truth.
You lied. Because you said that George Floyd died from fentanyl.
All the facts came out and all of that fell apart. We now know, of course, that he had enough fentanyl in him. It was 3 times the lethal dosage, 3 times lethal dosage in him when he died. But nobody cares.
Doctors testified very specifically during the trial. George Floyd did not die of a fentanyl overdose. This is trash. It is nonsense.
You lied. And you always lie. You said Ahmaud Arbery pretty much was a thief, and, you know, he pretty much caused his own death.
So this is what she tweeted. She said Ahmaud Arbery was caught on camera breaking into an unfinished property that was owned by Larry English. His mother has confirmed it is him in the video. Please stop with the, quote, just a jogger bullshit narrative, unquote. Avid joggers don't wear khaki shorts and stop to break into homes. What? What are you talking about? What is she talking about? Why is she discussing the attire of joggers? Who cares if Ahmaud Arbery was jogging or not? You can't stop people in the fucking street with guns and kill them.
You lie. You constantly lie. And people don't want to hear the lies. You know, the people are, especially when in the lies that you tell are not about anybody but black people. You try to say that racism is not prevalent in America. Yeah.
One of us is saying that racism doesn't still exist. We know it still exists.
Of course not. Yes.
Especially against white people. If you really want to get into it, the policies that they're impacting to basically disadvantage people literally because of the color of their skin. Sorry, you're not black.
It's happening, and then you try to everybody had some level of slavery. You know, We need to get over it. Like,
country. Slaves built this country. Everything that we have, we owe to slavery and slaves. And this is an argument for reparations. We've heard this nonsense over and over again from people who've never bothered to open a history book, or maybe they have actually. Maybe it's because they've opened history books in school that they learn this garbage nowadays. Actually, I would say it is because they open history books and they learn this garbage, which is just completely being washed with progressive ideals and not based in fact at all anymore. I actually had, Mediaite, whatever that website is, write an article, hit piece on me for telling the truth about the history of slavery by saying that the majority of people did not have slaves. Obviously, a very small fraction of uber wealthy people had slaves. But the real truth of the reason why people hate the Queen has nothing to do with the colonization. It has something to do, which by the way, just to be clear, the Brits invading Africa actually represents, and this is going to get me in trouble, but it was, if you look at how forward it brought the African colonies, it ended up being a net positive. Now, this is, of course, it's going to get me in trouble because people somehow think that Africans were living happy.
this is the shit. This is what the people don't like. We don't give a fuck that you talk truth to power about this, right? What we don't like is that you'll take a fucking whole 2 and 3 weeks to try to prove that Kamala Harris isn't a black woman.
I'm going to show you the extremely black woman that we are shown a picture of. A picture that he claims he captured of Kamala sitting on Miss Iris's lap. Now, I have received, by the way, a note from a woman who is in her 70s who swears that she knew this family and that woman there worked for the family. As we work to get in touch with her, she's a bit older, a trust family. She claims that she worked for the family for so long.
Right? But which white man have you proved isn't white? Like, you find the time, the energy, and everything to attack black people. When you were speaking truth to power about what was going on in Palestine, applaud you. Those are facts. Babies shouldn't be dying. Women shouldn't be dying. I applauded that. That's what it is. Nobody doesn't like that you tell the hard truth, or nobody wants to. No. People don't like that you lie. Breonna Taylor's mother didn't like when she heard you lying about her daughter. Ahmaud Arbery's mother didn't like when you lied about her son. Right? These are the facts. George Floyd's family don't like when you lie about their family member. Stop lying. Stop making up facts. Stop taking 90% of the facts, right? And say, okay, yeah, this, and that. And then you take the 10 and 15 and 20 and you add shit that never happened. But you mix it in with so much truth that the shit that you say that didn't happen, just like you said, Zelensky was trying to go to the Oscars, right? And Stephen A. Smith said, oh, I didn't even know that.
This guy's been on the cover of Vanity Fair. He's been on the cover of Vogue. He's been on the cover of Forbes. He's doing photo shoots. He did a 3-hour podcast with Lex Friedman. He asked and was declined a spot to go to the Oscars a couple of years ago. And so this is making a mockery. It's just making him put on a suit.
See, this is why people got to be careful about messing with you, because I was getting ready to disagree with you until you threw out those last things. I didn't know he tried to go to the Oscars. I didn't know he tried to be on the cover of Vogue. I didn't know that stuff, Candace. I honestly didn't know. Okay, that does change it a little bit.
No, he wasn't trying to go to the Oscars. What he was trying to do was send a telecast to let people know what was going on in Ukraine, to continue to bring light to what's going on in his country as they fucking dying every day. He wants the world to see what's going on as his people are being killed because they've been invaded, right, by Russia, by Putin. He wants the world to see it. He wants to get the energy and the sympathy and the support of the world. So he said, okay, let me send a telepath so that people can see what's going on. But you know how to say, oh, he did this, he's on the cover of Vanity Fair, all of these things, yes, he is, right? But when you make that one line, you say that he tried to, because I know if I'm sitting there and I'm like, we're on the cover of Vanity Fair, like, okay, who cares? He's on the cover of Vanity Fair, he's done the right thing. He did a podcast for 3 hours. He's talking about the reality of what's going on in his community. Like, why shouldn't he? He should be able to speak about it he should want the world to know. He wants the world to support him, to shame Putin and stop Putin from killing his people and trying to take his land. Makes sense to me. But when I hear that he's trying to get tickets to go to the Oscars. Now I'm like, what the fuck do you need to be at the Oscars for? Like, what does that got to do with your purpose? But no, that's not what it was. He wanted his message to be at the Oscars to the most important and strong and wealthy people in our country to see him and get their support. That makes sense. He wants to highlight the tragedies that's going on in his community. So hopefully the powerful people, right, have influence enough to try to get Putin to stop or get the rest of the countries to join along in the fight. I mean, that's common sense. I don't see anything wrong with that. But no, once you painted it, he's trying to get some tickets now. I'm like, oh, he just clout chaser trying to be in the room with celebrities, you know, so he can rub elbows. That's the shit that you do. That's the shit that you do all the time. You know how to wrap the truth up in bullshit, right? You wrap the truth. You give people 70, 80% of the truth, and the 20% that you don't, the 20% that's a lie is so important. It's so important that people just overlook it, and you've mastered that strategy. I want you to sit down with people. That's why when they said, Dr. Umar, I would love to. I want you to sit down with people who are going to say, explain to me how Breonna Taylor is a drug queen. Prove to me that. Prove to me that Ahmaud Arbery was stealing and he deserved to get shot. Prove to me that. Prove to me, be on the shot, because the court's documents showed in numerous medical professionals proved that George Floyd did not die from fentanyl. He died from pressure on his neck. It's been proven. These are proven facts. So nobody questions you about that. They let you go up there and lollygag and say a bunch of bullshit that none of us give a fuck about. None of us care about the rest of the shit that you be talking about. The shit that we mad at is the lies. So if you want to know why most people don't fuck with you, Candace, because you lie. Because you go into white spaces and you speak down about black people. And not only do you speak down about them, you lie. You use the same fucking Charlie Kirk talking points and you bring them shits to black spaces. And you try to invade black spaces. And you get one or two of these people and they believe you because you're smart, you're a nice looking woman, you all these things, and you know how to articulate well. And you lie. It's the same shit that Trump does. He lies. He wraps shit up and says that they're making transgender mice.
8 million to make mice transgender. Is this real life?
And you were allowed to vote. Is this real life? Now, this woman's talking about something in particular about transgender mice, but where did she get that from?
$8 million for making mice transgender. This is real.
All right, so this was another one of those, if Trump said it, it has to be true moments. But Trump actually misspoke here big time. Because what Trump should have said is scientists were making mice transgenic, not transgender. And as you can see here, transgenic mouse technology has revolutionized virtually all fields of biology and provided new genetic approaches to model many human diseases in a whole animal context. So as you can see here in the transgenic mouse model, scientists add human cells to mice so that when they introduce diseases and study them, these mice and their tissue react more like human tissue. And that's how we end up at a University of Cincinnati website where they're talking about their $8 million study to continue gene-environment interaction research. So yeah, Dunning, instead of stopping research where you say it was transgender mice, you actually stopped research that might help us figure out how diseases affect the human body. And you, Danielle, you bought the whole thing hook, line, and sinker just because it came out of Trump's mouth. Shame on you.
And people are like, what? That's crazy. Nobody do no research because all you got to do is ChatGPT, and this is what ChatGPT will tell you. See, that's what the issue is. People are not angry at the truth. People are angry at the lies. And this administration has lied. And Candace Owens, you lie. You know, I'd love to have a conversation with you, just based in truth. We just tired of the lies. Nick, stop giving this girl these softball interviews. Y'all got to stop with the softball shit. Give me the interviews. Ask her about Breonna Taylor. Ask her about her saying that slavery, happened to everybody and we need to get over it. Ask her about George Floyd. Show her the facts. Put the Ahmaud Arbery, put the facts in her face. Show her the reasons why black people, mainly black people, don't fuck with you. The people that understand what's going on, the people that actually understand, who have done research and looked into it, don't fuck with you because you create bullshit. You still have not proved Kamala Harris is not a black woman. You brought people up there that nobody knows. You had a woman sitting up there saying that she was close to somebody's family member that nobody knows from West Bubblefuck. She just sat in the room and said a bunch of shit that nobody knows. You have absolutely no proof that this lady even know Kamala Harris. But you know what happened? You put it down. With the eyes see and the ears hear, the mind believes. And that's the shit that you doing. It's called misdirection. We tired of you misdirecting the facts and giving us lies, Candace. Cut the bullshit. And by the way, how are those eggs prices going?
Whoopie-dee scoop.